Hello. I'm making another sort of halfway crappy video, considering there really aren't a whole lot of videos out there on automatic transmissions on YouTube for the Miata. So I'm kind of doing my best to at least bring a little information and kind of show people what to expect if they're doing certain things on it. So last time it was the rebuilding the shifter and putting new bushings. This time I've got kind of a weird shifting issue between first and second gear. Seems like it needs to build up a lot of pressure before it will shift into second gear, and then it kind of kicks you pretty hard. So I'm going to go ahead and change all the fluid. This car it's a 1993, it has 273,000 miles on it. I doubt the fluid has ever been changed. So that's pretty excessive. So I'm going to go ahead and change the filter, and I'm going to put a new gasket on it, and we're putting all new fluid in there. Just for price, I chose Lucas semi-synthetic. So also it's compatible with what's left over in the torque converter, because I'm not going to be able to drain 100% of the fluid out of here. But at least it will be compatible, and it will help with a little bit of the heat as well, being partial synthetic. So here we go. Flip this around. All right, so under the cart, basically I got a little bit of oil dripping already because I've already cracked some of these loose, and then I thought, okay, well, maybe I better make a video. So anyway, I did drain my oil pan down at the local auto parts store, because the capacity in this thing is claiming 8 quarts, which, you know, everybody knows that's 2 gallons of fluid. That's a lot. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to basically try to crack everything so that one of these corners is lower than the rest, to kind of help minimize the fact that this has no drain plug and the fluid's just going to come out everywhere. I've at least got a large drain pan, so if it does start coming out, I should be able to catch it for the most part. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, because nobody wants to see me open freaking, you know, take the bolts off. Big deal. You know, that's no big deal. It is a 10 millimeter. So, and I put a small extension on here just to reach past the lip of the oil pan and the exhaust here. So I'm going to go ahead and crack these, and then I will resume the video when I have one side lowered. Okay, so I've got them all cracked loose. I'm going to go ahead and get the camera. So I'm trying not to get my cell phone freaking too dirty with this. But anyway, I've got them all cracked loose, and I'm going to try to get this corner up here more loose than the rest. And then we'll come out one corner only. So I've changed other, yeah, it's dirty. This is a dirty job on these things. I have changed other transmission filters before, never on a Miata. So here it comes. Starting to loosen these up a little bit more. It's starting to come out. I've done Chevy pickups. Never owned a Miata. This is the first one I've ever had. I'm really enjoying it so far. The only thing I found also is that if you're trying to buy parts for it, plan on having to order everything. I just put in a order down at the local parts store for a valve cover gasket, and of course I had to order it. So far I've had to order everything for this. Can't just go down there and pick it up. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's a Miata, there's a million of them, but for some reason you have to order the stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind. Usually you can get it next day, or if you order it in the morning, sometimes you can get it that night. But Come on. Oh, I guess that one's not finger tight. So you can see, you can kind of control the fluid that comes out. I mean, it still kind of comes out all over the place, but you can control it a bit by cracking these bolts in a pattern that it will lower the corner of the pan first. Don't have a screwdriver to wedge in there. Sometimes if you can get a screwdriver and wedge it in there, and you can get it to come out a little bit faster, but okay, so you kind of get the concept of that. I'm going to pause the video again and work on this a little bit more, because this is just kind of boring. So oh, I'm recording. Okay. Around again. All right, here we go. All right, I was pulling it out of my pocket. I guess I was recording, didn't know it. So anyway, I'm trying to get this up the right way here. All right, so there. That's what it's supposed to look like, basically, if you take all the bolts out. I forgot a couple of bolts, but that'll drain out of the one corner, and it will help you not make a gigantic mess all over your driveway, your garage, whatever, wherever you're at. You don't need to worry about cleaning up, because you'll all catch in the catch can in the oil pan that you're draining it into. And you can see I'm kind of lowering the pan a little bit because I'm taking these other bolts out. And you kind of start from this corner and you start taking them out this way, and it will lower the pan like that. Alright, only got a couple more bolts. Unfortunately, they're right next to the exhaust. See there? All comes out of one corner. Nice and good. All right, pretty like. Okay, one left, all coming out, and as you can see, it's a bit brown. Hasn't been changed in who knows how long. I don't even know what this Lucas stuff looks like. I haven't opened the bottles yet, but I'm sure it's got to be, doesn't look like old root beer or something. All right, there we go. We're out. So up here, okay, up here's your filter. Is it right here? See if I can wipe some of that off there. You can see it a little bit. And I don't know what size nuts those are. They're not a 10. Okay, I'm gonna have to find another wrench then. But anyway, this thing right here is your filter. Here's your input right here. I don't know what kind of crud is on that. I'll probably take it out and take a look at it. Because if it's clogged a little bit, then your transmission will have to build pressure to get past the clog before it'll actually shift into first gear. And then once you got your car going, it will shift a little easier. But first gear is always kind of a pain in the butt, because it's, you know, it's sitting at idle, running slow, not really building a whole lot of pressure. So let's pull this pan out. Well, let's let it drain for a while, and then I'll go find my wrench and we'll come back and get that filter off. All right guys, I didn't get my other socket yet. Let's see what's in see what we find in the bottom of this thing. A few water droplets from think it's trying to sprinkle on me here. All right. Actually, the bottom of the pan is black. And there's nothing. Wow. I expected the bottom of the pan to be silver, but and then all that to be crap, but it's really, it's actually fairly clean. I mean, it's not really, yeah, the oil is nasty, but it's not like there's a layer of clutch sludge or anything like that in there. Well, that's promising. I mean, it shifts good and strong. It just kind of shifts at a weird RPM on from first to second. That's why I decided to change the filter. So, all right. Well, I mean, that's good news. There's not normally it's like a layer of gray sludge that's in the bottom of those if your transmission's got some miles on it. But either somebody did change the transmission fluid in this one, or I don't know. I mean, it's these cars are kind of bulletproof anyway. If you at least take care of them halfway, they'll run for a good while. So, all right. Well, let me find my wrench and we'll get back to it. Hopefully it doesn't start raining on us. Otherwise, I'll have to continue this video on a different day. So, all right, hold on. All right. I went ahead and took the filter off, and yeah, saw some parts that were in the filter, and I was thinking, well, I hope they're part of the filter, but it doesn't look like they're part of the filter. So I've got bigger problems. So anyway, the filter was, the screen itself is fairly clean. So let me run it around. All right, so you can see the filter itself is pretty clean. I mean, you can actually kind of see through it. I can get it. Yeah, you can see through it. So it's, the filter itself wasn't really dirty. I mean, it's got a little bit of speckling and stuff in there, but hell, 273,000 miles, it's not going to be perfect like out of the box. But yeah, I don't know if these pieces match up, so it's like one piece. It'd be kind of interesting to see if I can put it together, you know, like a jigsaw puzzle. But this piece makes me think that I'm not sure if this, I don't know. I have no freaking idea. This looks like clutch material. Yeah, it kind of looks like clutch material to me. This thing, I don't know. I don't know how that one looks like. That one goes there. And you can see me piecing a freaking puzzle together here. I don't know. There's some of it missing, but anyway, yeah. I have no clue what that is. I'm not a transmission guy. I mean, I can certainly change oil on an automatic transmission, but I've never really dug into one to have to rebuild it. So I'm not familiar with what these parts are. I mean, obviously this looks like some kind of a spacer washer or something. I mean, it's a material that almost acts like a bushing in between something. But yeah, I'm sure it's not supposed to be in multiple pieces, and like I said, that definitely looks like clutch material to me, because it's, you know, kind of rounded. Let's see this piece. Yeah, it's kind of rounded, like it's going around something. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here and maybe do some research. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do at this point. Obviously, I mean, I've been daily in the car back and forth in between home and here, putting about 50 miles a day on it. So I mean, it's still running fine. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'll give you a little more information. It's got, when you take this apart, you're gonna be looking at it like this from the bottom. Okay, these right here are all 8mm. So if you get a socket, they pop loose real easy. These three are 10mm, just like the outside of the pan. So if you've got an 8mm socket, 10mm socket, and a short little extension or something, then you can take the pan off and this off. There's nothing to press this back onto. I mean, it just basically bolts right back up on there. It's just flat. There's no gasket for this. It just bolts back up there. So the new one I've got in the side seat, I went and bought it the other day. Got it right there. So it's all ready to go back in. There's my gasket. But yeah, it's not going to quite go in just yet. I mean, I got to make a judgment call as to what I do. I mean, I may end up driving this automatic transmission until it finally blows, and then do a standard conversion, because I don't know. Well, then again, I could probably pick up another automatic transmission for practically nothing, because nobody wants them anyway. So anyway, this video has gone on long enough. I'm not going to worry about putting it back together just yet. You know, maybe I'll do another video on putting it back together, but it basically just goes back together the way it comes apart. Clean your gasket material off, you know, clean out the pan with some brake cleaner, you know, and get everything clean. Stick it back on there and put some oil in it. Call it good. So, all right. So basically, you kind of know what you're looking at underneath there now, and kind of you know, what the process is of changing the oil on your automatic transmission on a Miata. So if you like the video, great. Please press the like button. If you want to subscribe, I probably will have some more content on here about random stuff, maybe more things about automatic transmissions if you're another Miata owner with automatic transmission. But there we go. Thanks for watching, and maybe see you next time. Thanks.